Today's event is to recognize the service that Simon gave to the RCMP. I think it's really important when members are retiring from the force that we take time to note their contribution to the organization and also thank the families for the support that they've given us over the years. And you know, it's an important time to recognize that service. I think often when people leave our outfit, we have a great luncheon, and then Marina takes the walk and they go out the back door and she takes their badge from them. And I think moving forward from here, Surrey Detachment really wants to take the time to thank the members that retire from our office for their service. And I know that Simon gave so much to the Surrey RCMP and impacted everybody that worked with him. His smile was infectious, just like Superintendent Mann said. Every time he went somewhere, everybody gravitated towards him, and he was just an essential, it was the diamond duo for sure. And I did not have the privilege of working with Simon, but I know that I'd like to ask Josh, if you'd like, and yourself, Dennis, if you'd like to come up and say a few words about your time working in Surrey with Simon, that would be great. So I'm not sure if you'd like to.
It was 8 years ago that I joined the RCMP along with Simon and Susan and Rocky and Avatar. And it was a new program that the RCMP was implementing, in which case it had its trials and tribulations, as Sergeant Wilkes would attest to. Back then she was our corporal. That being said, Simon and I worked together, and we had some really great times together, a lot of laughs. I posted on Facebook one time that Simon and I one time came into the parking lot. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we were laughing and joking. And as I was reversing the police car, I hit the mirror off the other police car, and I go to Dave Warner, and I'm like, "Oops! Guess what happened, right?" And he goes, "Don't worry about it. It's all good." But you know, Simon and I had some really great times together, and I'll never forget it. And he was an inspiration to me as well. You know, the stuff that he did up in D1 with Josh has to be commended, you know, to be recognized, and I couldn't look towards a greater friend than Simon, and I'm going to miss having him around the Surrey Detachment for sure.
I'll go back to when we first started training as community safety officers. We trained at the base in Chilliwack, PRTC, and we would go on these fun runs, which I assure you are not so fun. And I'd be running behind Simon. That's right, I said behind Simon. That's not a mistake. And I'd see these calves the size of my head. I was like, "Oh, this guy's a machine." And little did I know that a year later I'd be working with him in Wally. So, you know, it was an incredible experience. It was an awesome time. To this day, I still go into businesses and get asked how he's doing and where he's at and how things are going. And each day I ride with a different person now, and I miss Simon, and I think I really need to pay tribute to Lynn as well, because I'm not a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 guy. I always have things planned for us. I had things planned for us on the weekends and on holidays, and there was always something to be done, and each time he'd be there behind me to support me, and I would be there to support him as well. And every time that he came out and that I went out, that was time away from our loved ones, and I can't say there's a more supportive person or a more enthusiastic person, which I've seen even more so in the last year and a half. And so Lynn, I just thank you so much for for lending him to me and for lending him to the RCMP as well. And hopefully I'm not stealing anybody else's thunder by saying that. But anyway, you know, I still see Simon from time to time, and I consider him a really good friend, and I look forward to seeing him in the future. So thank you very much.
But no, I mean, one thing I've found about Surrey is that this is such a huge family, and the CSO program that Simon was part of, a very valued program, and how that's morphed into a community constable program, and the importance of that, and that speaks to Simon's legacy and what he's done here at Surrey Detachment, and one of the reasons why we want to take time to recognize Simon today for the work that he's done, And I didn't have the pleasure of working with Simon, but I'm a quick read on things, and I can tell walking into this room that there's a lot of love and a lot of support for Simon, and this is a big day for him and for you, the family. You know, as law enforcement officers, whether it's a CSO, whether it's a constable, we deal with a lot of pressures, and so without that strong family support, it's a really difficult job. Everything that I've heard, Simon has had that throughout his service here, and I see we have his badge, and I think that's a wonderful memento with respect to what he's contributed to Surrey. So on behalf of the OIC of Surrey Detachment, I want to thank Simon for his service, and I'd also like to thank you, the family, for your support, because our members can't be as dedicated as they are without that strong family support. So thank you.
So it says here, from the officer in charge, recognition of service, Special Constable Simon Wong, regimental number S3957. That's very close to my old number, which is 39577. There's one more 7. Ooh, those that care. Is recognized for his outstanding service with the Surrey Detachment of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police from June 16, 2008 into December 7, 2016. Special Constable Wong's dedication to safety of the community bring credit to him and are in keeping with the highest tradition of the RCMP. So on behalf of the OIC, Surrey Detachment, congratulations and thank you very much for everything you've done.
So for the next part, which is a new tradition, and we're happy to have Simon be number 2 in our book, is we have a registry now acknowledging members that have retired from Surrey Detachment, and understand, Emma, that you're going to sign it on behalf of your father. So that would be. So, I'm not sure if you know your dad's badge number, so maybe if you want to grab your certificate.
3957. S3957.
I'll get the certificate so you can set it there.
How many times have I filled that number in?
Just in case.
So you're writing
And
his
here's just his
name.
first and last name, his badge number, the start date and his end date, which is in here, and then you can just sign his name. Thank you. Now, if there's anybody else in the room that would like to take the time to share a Simon story, this would be the opportunity to do so. And after we'll wait for Emma.
Well, I just wanted to say, I always found it, like knowing Josh and Simon, I would kind of get stories from both of them and about the relationship between each other. And they were really like a married couple. They really were. And
We all have a work wife.
and you know, really Simon was Josh's work wife. But you know, Josh, and we all know Josh, shiny things, and he's over here and then he's over there, and the way he drives. But Simon was such a calming effect on Josh, and he would help kind of steer Josh down that right path about what the task at hand was supposed to be. So it was always very entertaining watching the two of them work together, and I think they were such a dynamic pair, and I think that's why they were so well loved in the District 1 area, because people recognized that and they just enjoyed what they were able to, the information they were able to provide, so.
I think one thing that Leanne and I noticed is that we could never go anywhere out for lunch with, we called them rock stars because everybody knew them. We just had to follow behind them because we, you know, everyone was so appreciative of everything that they did for the community and are doing for the community that it stood out. And I think it was because of their dedication and always being there for them and giving them the helping hand when they needed it and listening. But it was definitely recognized, and we teased them about being rock stars, but they really were. Yeah.
And Superintendent Landry, because you're the senior man here.
Now I'm gonna take his badge away.
They know about the encasement.
Yes, you get it back.
Yeah,
We
okay,
will,
good.
you protected this badge for your service with the force, and we will take good care of it and return it to you encased, as per our traditions, so.
Are you okay with that, Simon?
Thank you, Simon. We'll take good care of it.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. You have a good day, buddy? Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah?
You can't speak? That's okay, buddy. We know what you're thinking. You're doing good. You're looking all nice and dapper there? Yeah? Maybe you could take Lynn out on a hot date? You don't know? I think she would like that if you took her out on a hot date, buddy. Yeah?
Tickle you till you pee.
Maybe later?
Maybe later?
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay. Was today special, Simon?
Look at, say hi.
Was it special?
Yeah? It's good, buddy.
It's good to see you, Simon.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you gonna take them? Is that Simon?